Welcome to another edition of our Nocturnal Novellas.
Episode 4. Oh, I'm so excited. These are my favorite. I look so forward to them at the end of every month.
They're so much fun. For new listeners, Nocturnal Novellas is a chance for Courtney and I to look into some shorter stories.
Yeah, little things that interest us, but we can't make into a full episode. So we each do 3 stories, and they make me so happy.
They're so much fun to do. They're a lot of fun.
Yes. So for my urban legend this week, we are doing the chilling story of Beijing's ghost bus.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. This urban legend begins on a dark and stormy night. While there are more than a few variations of this story, like what number the route was, the story generally goes like this. A bus is traveling late at night, around midnight, and it's the last one of the evening. 2 men flag down the bus, and even though the driver is reluctant to pick them up, since they're not at a good stop, he concedes and lets them on anyways. So far, so good. But it turns out it's actually 3 men. The 2 are holding up another one who appears to be in rough shape. It also turns out that all 3 of them are extraordinarily pale and wearing garb from the Qing dynasty, which lasted from 1644 to 1911. The bus driver apparently explains it away by claiming that the 3 are actors who didn't have time to change after work.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. As the bus slowly empties out, it gets down to a young man and an elderly person, which has been both a man and a woman depending on the story. Out of nowhere, the older person picks a fight with the young man, claiming that he stole his wallet and forced him to get off at the next stop to go to the police. Upon disembarking, they tell the young man that the fight was a ruse to help them get off the bus. Apparently, the 3 men on the bus hadn't been touching the ground. Some versions claim that the men didn't have legs at all. The 2 go to the police to report the alleged spirits, but get ridiculed. However, the next morning, they find out that the bus never completed its route.
Oh no.
Some versions state that the bus was never found, while others claim that the bus was found days later with 3 severely decomposed bodies on it.
Okay, when you first mentioned 2 and then 3 people, I was like, is this like a Weekend at Bernie's scenario where they're going to be taking a dead body on the bus? But no, it's so much creepier than that. Whew.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you. What do you have for me?
Okay, so for my crime, or my strange law, the desert of Arizona is iconic with rock formations, tumbleweeds, and most importantly, cactuses. Not just any cactus either, but the saguaro cactus, which is the most iconic of all. It is the tallest growing cactus in the United States. You have to be careful, however, as in Arizona, it is against the law to harvest, collect, or destroy this species on public land. The reason for this is because despite being a very long-living succulent, it is also very slow-growing. Despite being even 10 years old, it could still be tiny, even only a couple of inches.
Oh.
Because of this, if a person were to cut one down, it would take longer than that person's lifetime to regrow to the same size. When a saguaro cactus is in the way of construction, the builder must get proper permits in order to remove the cactus. Without a permit, one could face a Class 4 felony charge and possibly 3-year, 9-month prison sentence.
Wow.
Perhaps this is also a gentle reminder to respect the environment, but in 1982, a man was killed after damaging a saguaro cactus. The man had been cactus plugging, which here means shooting at a 26-foot tall cactus,
Okay.
when a 4-foot arm of a huge plant crushed him and his car, killing him.
Talk about instant karma.
Right? I thought, well, you get what you give. So,
Yeah, wow.
yeah. So that's my interesting law.
So don't be cutting cactuses in Arizona.
No, just leave them alone.
I like it.
Yes. I thought you would like a cactus story.
We all know I love cactuses.
Any plant, really.
Yes. So, for my next story, I have one of your favorites.
Ooh.
The Elevator Game. By Dangerous Games to Play in the Dark.
I think I've heard of this one before.
Yes, probably.
Okay.
So, this game is to try and get yourself to another world.
Ooh.
We're going to do our warning. Do not play this game unless you wish to tempt fate. We take no responsibility for what you choose to do with these instructions. We are just here to simply tell you the story.
Yes. And I'm very excited to hear it.
How to play. 1. Choose your playing field. The playing field must be a building at least 10 stories high and must have an elevator. The game cannot commence unless the conditions are met.
Okay.
Memorize the following sequence of numbers. 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. Go to your chosen building. Call the elevator from the ground floor. When it arrives, alone, you may commence playing the game at any time of the day or night. However, the game cannot proceed if anyone else is present in the elevator when you begin. Recall the sequence of numbers you memorized. This is the order in which you will visit the floors of the building. Begin by pressing the button to the 4th floor. When the elevator arrives at the 4th floor, do not debark, but rather stay aboard and immediately press the button to the 2nd floor. Continue in this fashion until you have worked your way through the entire number sequence. If a young woman enters the elevator on the 5th floor, do not look at her and do not speak to her. She is not what she seems. After visiting all the floors in the sequence, press the button to the 1st floor. When you do so, one of two things will happen. The elevator may descend to the main floor, or it may ascend to the 10th floor. If the elevator goes to the main floor, the ritual was not successful. Exit immediately once the doors open. Do not look back and do not speak.
Oh.
If the elevator goes to the 10th floor, congratulations, the ritual has succeeded. Don't celebrate just yet, though. You're only halfway through. If the elevator ascends to the 10th floor, you'll be faced with a choice upon arrival. You may either remain aboard or exit. If you choose to remain aboard, you must immediately press the button to the 1st floor. You may experience difficulties with this step, but persevere. If the button does not work, keep pressing it until it does, no matter how many times it takes.
Oh, I don't like that. Should take one time.
Right?
Oh.
Exit the elevator as soon as the doors open on the ground floor. Do not look back or speak to anyone, and leave the building immediately. If you, however, feel bold and choose to exit the elevator on the 10th floor, go ahead and explore. You will be the only person there. Be careful not to venture too far, though. You will need to find your way back to the elevator in order to return to your world. If the young woman enters on the 5th floor, she would take this opportunity to ask you where you are going. Do not answer her, do not look at her, and do not speak. When you are ready to return home, make your way back to the elevator. You must use the same elevator you came in. Recall the sequence of numbers you memorized. Send the elevator to each of those floors in order, once more, beginning with the 4th floor and ending with the 5th. If the young woman is still in the elevator with you, do not speak or look at her.
Oh, I don't like that. I really, really don't like that.
Right? When you reach the 5th floor, press the button for the 1st floor. At this point, the elevator will begin to ascend back to the 10th floor. Before it reaches the 10th floor, you must press the button for any other floor in order to cancel the ascension. before the elevator returns to the 10th floor.
Oh.
When you reach the ground floor, do not exit the elevator immediately. Examine your surroundings. If anything seems odd, unusual, or incorrect, remain aboard. Press the button for the 4th floor and repeat the process again until your surroundings once again look like they should. Once you are positive that the elevator has returned to the correct ground floor, you may safely exit. Think twice about ever using that elevator again. So.
Oh, yeah, no. So, don't get me wrong, these games, they sound super interesting, but I would be so pissed if I had to, wait a number of times to go through that sequence. Because, they're probably not fast elevators. So, that's my only complaint.
Yeah. Some additional information for you.
Oh, good.
You may terminate the ritual at any point prior to reaching the 10th floor.
That's good to know. That's really good to know.
Yeah, so if you press number 5 and then you press the main floor button and it starts to ascend.
You could just press any button.
Yes. If another person boards the elevator at any point in time during the ritual, and it is not the woman who may board on the 5th floor, the ritual has failed. Return the elevator to the ground floor. Exit it and leave the building. You may try again another time. Exactly what you will see on the 10th floor varies by report. According to some, the world in which you will find will appear virtually identical to your own. However, 2 details will stand out. Every single light will be off, and if you look out a window, all you will be able to see is a red cross looming in the distance.
Oh.
It is also not known if electronic devices function in this world.
Ugh.
Returning to the elevator after exploring the world may be something of a challenge. Time and space do not function as they do in our world. As such, you may become disoriented and unable to find the elevator, or it may feel as though the elevator is getting further away whenever you attempt to approach it. Do whatever you have to in order to keep yourself awake and alert.
Oh, I bet.
On that note, if you faint or go to sleep at any point while playing this game, you'll wake up to find yourself in your own bed with no memory of how you got there. You'll want to take stock of your surroundings. However, when what looks like your own bed in your own home, in your own world, may not in fact be yours. And one last reminder about the woman from the 5th floor. Do not look at her. Do not speak to her. If you do, she might not let you go home.
Oh, I got chills.
And that is the elevator game.
Oh, I love those games, but they freak me out.
I agree.
Okay, we are going to go to Indonesia, where the Torha community has a ritual where they unearth their deceased family members every year. To start, the Torha takes death very seriously with elaborate and expensive funerals. It can take up to a few weeks, to a few months, to even years, as the families attempt to accumulate enough wealth or enough funds in order to pay for these funerals.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Until then, the body is wrapped in cloth and kept in the Tongkona, or ancestral home. The Menene ritual happens every August before the planting of crops begins, and it celebrates the link between life and death. During this time, family members' bodies are pulled out of their tombs and cleaned. They are dressed in fresh clothing, then the deceased spend time with the living. Although they don't help out as much as their living relatives, they still, the living people just place their dead loved ones around the farm, or around wherever they are. They eat meals with them, they put cigarettes in their mouths and light them, they chat with them, they catch up, basically, on old times. I mean, I guess the dead don't have to worry about the effects of smoking, so.
Yeah, this is true.
Smoke them if you got them. It is a way to honor their dead loved ones as they re-enter their newly redecorated coffins. In the modern day, families take photos with their past family members. On Instagram, you can see an example of this, and while maybe it's a little morbid, I also think that it's kind of nice that their relationship with death...
It doesn't end at death.
No, it continues on, and I think especially with humans, we've got a fear of being forgotten, and this community ensures
that you're not. That's really amazing.
I thought that was just so interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
Okay. What's your last one?
So, I am doing African superstitions from the Book of Superstitions.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, if you hit a man with a broom, he will become impotent unless he takes the broom from you and hits you 7 times with it in return.
That just kept getting better. I love it. Okay.
Pretty amazing. Yeah. Don't kill a gecko.
No.
The common wall gecko is believed to devour evil spirits that try to enter the home, and also eats many types of undesirable insects. These creatures are harmless to humans, but killing them may cause your house to collapse. By the way, geckos don't have eyelids, so they lick their eyeballs to keep them moist and dirt-free.
Nice. I like your fun fact.
Don't drink water from a coconut, or you will imminently become an ulodo, also known as a moron. Cut off a lizard's head and bury it. 3 days later, dig it up and you will find a cache of money. Now, we've already been told not to kill geckos, so you have to be very sure what species you kill before beheading the lizard.
Yes, very sure.
Are you ready for this one?
I'm very excited.
If someone bites you, rub chicken dung on the bite mark and the biter's teeth will rot.
Oh my god, yes. So you put chicken dung on the bite mark?
Yes.
Okay, I need some chickens. I need to test this out.
I'm sorry, are you getting bit quite often that you need this?
No, but it's good to know just in case.
You know what? Yeah.
We live in a kind of scary city right now. You never know what could happen.
Honestly, the only one that bites me is my kid.
Oh.
And I can't do that because then I would have to pay for the teeth.
She'll get new ones in a few years.
But
they'll grow in.
Oh, yes.
Yes, they will.
So lastly, but not least, don't eat food that has fallen on the floor. Satan has already eaten it.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so those are some African superstitions.
Those were really good. I enjoyed those.
I love these.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your last story?
Okay, so this next one is from 1750s, and I find this case hilarious. So hopefully you do too. Located in Venva, Paris, there was a scandal. It was discovered that Jacques Ferron was having relations with a Jenny. The term Jenny is used as a term for a female donkey.
Was this actually a female donkey or like a woman being referred to as a female donkey?
No. It's actually like a female donkey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not here for it.
In typical 1750s fashion, there was a trial, both for Ferron and the donkey in question.
Was the donkey wearing something inappropriate?
Well, actually, it's funny you say that. Typically, in these instances, the animal in question would be sentenced to death, either by burning or hanging. During these animal trials, the accused animals would have all of the benefits provided to humans, including lawyers and witnesses.
Oh my god.
So, a document was submitted to the court stating that the Jenny in question was of a virtuous nature, and she would never behave in such a scandalous way.
Oh my god.
After many people, including the parish priest, attested that, quote, she is in word and deed, and in all her habits of life, a most honest creature. The court sided in her favor. Given the testimonies, it was determined that the she-ass was a victim, not a willing participant, and therefore should not be punished. As for Jacques Ferrand, he was sentenced to death by hanging after being found guilty. And that was from the Criminal Prosecution and Capital Punishment of Animals.
Oh, the fact that there was a trial for bestiality.
And the
donkey won. I love it.
I enjoyed that one. Because most animal trials from the medieval period do not end happily for anybody involved. So it's nice to see that a female donkey won.
That's amazing.
I enjoy that one.
Well, thank you so much for listening to our June episode of the Nocturnal Novellas.
Yeah, you can catch them on the last Friday of every month.
Thank you so much.
If you have any stories that you want us to cover, email us at cforcreepy@gmail.com.
Yes, and please don't forget to subscribe and like our Instagram and our Facebook.
And leave a review. We love seeing 5 stars.
Yes, please.
All right, thanks for listening.
Bye.